Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Ketamine Connections. I am your host, Anna Kristal, aka your ketamine coach. And today we are tackling a question I hear all the time. Will ketamine bring up bad memories? It's a common concern, and if it was not a concern for you before, maybe it is now. Either way, today's episode is going to have something to offer you. I hear from a lot of people that they're afraid to rock the boat with something that may come up in a psychedelic journey. And my hope is that today's episode will have some fun food for thought and teach you something about your subconscious mind. So let's dive in together and unpack what's really going on here. So this is a common question that comes up, especially when someone is considering ketamine therapy for the first time. It's natural to wonder if you'll be forced to relive something painful or a bad memory, especially if those memories are something that you have been trying to avoid or suppress for a long time. Or there can also be a fear that ketamine could bring up something that you forgot or something that is unpleasant. And the fear of facing these memories can be daunting and can impede you starting your ketamine journey. But I want to assure you that there is nothing to be afraid of. In fact, understanding how memories work, especially in the context of healing with ketamine, can actually be quite encouraging. Okay, let's talk about what a memory is. We often think of memories as just these snapshots from the past, maybe like photographs stored away in a mental album. But in reality, memories are so much more dynamic, and you may or may not have heard of different kinds of memories we have. So let's start there. You've probably heard of a long-term memory and short-term memory. Cool. Have you heard of explicit and implicit memories? Probably not. I didn't learn about this stuff until I really dove into the subconscious mind. Okay, so we have conscious and subconscious mind, yes? We have explicit and implicit memories, and those are the ones that are also the same way that we have the conscious mind and the subconscious mind. Conscious mind is above the surface, subconscious mind is below the surface. Explicit memories are above the surface, implicit memories are below the surface. So the explicit memories are the ones that you know. These are specific events, maybe trivia, things that you can, with your conscious mind, recall. Implicit memories are the ones that live inside of you, and they can be procedural memories. The reason you don't need to relearn to ride a bike or drive a car every time you do it fresh, even if it's been days or weeks or months, maybe even years, right? It's just like riding a bike. And then there's also this emotional conditioning that lives in the implicit memory, which is an emotional response to a stimuli. So this can be something like having an emotional response to seeing a certain phone number on your caller ID, driving by a certain location, something else entirely where you have this stimulus and then you have an emotional response to that stimulus, whether the stimulus you got was conscious or subconscious, meaning like, oh, I see this thing and I know it's going to bring up this emotional response, or all of a sudden I'm feeling this way. Why am I feeling this way? So in either way, that emotional response is a part of implicit memory. Okay, so hopefully you're starting to see that memories are not just about what happened. They're also more nuanced and can even be about how you felt when it happened. And so then when we're talking about people being concerned about bad memories coming up, what are those kinds of memories that people are labeling as bad memories and wondering if ketamine is going to bring them up? Okay, bad memories are really just memories charged with strong emotion. And these emotions, whether it's fear, anger, sadness, they are natural human responses to our human lives. They don't need to be scary, and they are also what makes us human. So I've noticed two main reasons that memories feel bad. One is the intensity of the emotion attached to those memories, and two, not knowing how to deal with that intensity or that type of emotion. And here's where I want to put out a really important piece of information that Emotions are just energy in motion. They're neutral energies meant to move through us, deliver a message. But when we don't know how to handle them or their intensity, that's when they get stuck. And if you don't know that it's stuck, or you are trying to figure out how you feel about whatever happened, or if your feelings are valid, guess what? They are always and forever. Or maybe you're waiting for some sort of justice in the situation. That's likely what is being labeled as a bad memory. And either way, these experiences are unpleasant, they're undesirable, and icky. They're icky. So here's what I want to offer you on that. When a memory comes up during a ketamine session, it's not coming up to torture you or make you feel bad all over again. It's coming up because your mind and body are actually ready to process and release it. Ketamine can help create space for that emotional energy to move through and transform, which allows you to let go of the heavy charge that's been weighing you down. Ketamine is a dissociative, and this can give you the perfect distance from the feeling, the memory, the situation, to come out of it, to zoom out of it. And what I hear a lot of clients say after that experience is, I don't know, it just doesn't feel as big of a deal anymore. And I've seen this with all sorts of issues. I've everything from feeling supported by a loved one to releasing an untimely death of a sibling. I have found over and over again that ketamine is a really gentle medicine, and specifically with dealing with bad memories. One of the most comforting truths that I have found in this work is that we're never given more than we can handle. So if a memory comes up during your ketamine experience, it's because you're ready to face it, process it, and ultimately release it. And especially with the help of the medicine, a good support system, and if you feel necessary, additional guidance. These memories do not arise frivolously. They're coming up for a reason. They're ready to go, and your mind is ready to let them go. And here's the beauty of it. This kind of healing doesn't usually happen all at once. It's a gentle, unfolding process that occurs over time. Your subconscious mind knows what you can handle and when you can handle it. So anything that comes up during a session is something that you're fully capable of working through, even if it feels intense in that moment. And here's the best part. Here's the motivation to do this if you're being called. When you get the emotional charge out of a memory, you're left with wisdom. Memories without emotional charge are wisdom. And then you go from having something that you fear and avoid to something that is helping you learn and grow. Learn through what you go through, right? That's what they say. I don't know. I think that's pretty cool. You take out the emotional charge and you're left with wisdom. And knowledge is power. Okay, so I know that even with all of that reassurance, the idea of facing these memories can still feel intimidating. And that's why I am really passionate about people getting the proper support in understanding the subconscious mind. I want everyone to have someone explain preparation and integration to people entering ketamine sessions. Because here's the thing, the number one rule of psychedelic use is set and setting, meaning make sure that your physical setting is safe and making sure that your mindset is also right. When you go into a ketamine journey with a clear intention coupled with coping skills, should something intense come up, you're going to be a ninja with those bad memories. In my ketamine coaching with clients, I always make sure to talk clients through ways to navigate any challenging emotion or memory or experience that might arise. And if you want to know the skills that I teach, check out the show notes and get your free download. I seriously want everyone to know these really simple tricks, and I want it to be free, and I want everyone going into ketamine to know that having a bad trip is not something to be afraid of. So please share this with anyone you know that is either considering ketamine or already going through it. And I appreciate you. Thank you. That is all I have for you today. I hope that today's episode has brought some clarity and peace of mind. Yeah, ketamine can bring up bad memories, but also these memories are opportunities for healing, not just something to be afraid of. You have everything you need to navigate this journey, and it does not have to be hard. If there are any questions that today's episode brought up, there's a form in the show notes. Please submit your questions. I would be so happy to expand on this topic. So thank you so much for tuning into this episode of Ketamine Connections. If you found this discussion helpful or enlightening or informational, please share it with someone. Leave a comment or review so that I can be in conversation with you. It's much more fun for me when y'all reach out. So thank you to those that are already doing it. I appreciate you. I look forward to reading your feedback, and I'm so excited to be in this conversation. So remember to download the coping mechanisms sheet from the link below. And until next time, stay curious, stay courageous, and remember, you got this. Trust the process. Thank you so much for joining me on this episode of Ketamine Connections. I hope you found our discussion insightful and empowering. Remember that understanding the subconscious mind and how to make the most of ketamine therapy can truly transform someone's healing journey. And if you enjoyed today's episode, please take a moment to share it with your friends and family and anyone who might benefit from this information. So few people considering ketamine therapy are fully educated about its potential and the impact that it has on the subconscious mind. Your share could be the key element to their transformation. Don't forget to subscribe to Ketamine Connections so that you never miss an episode. And if you have a moment, I absolutely adore reading your reviews. So your feedback really helps me feel like this is an engaging exercise. Otherwise, I just feel like I'm talking into empty internet space. So your review really helps light me up and also helps me reach more audience. So I would appreciate one if you're willing. And please use the link below to submit any questions or topics that you would like covered. I cannot wait to hear from you and to co-create this journey together. Until next time, keep exploring, stay curious, and embrace the possibilities that are available in this moment right here, right now. Thanks so much. See you next time on Ketamine Connections.